If your ignition key only turns when it's exactly the right mood, then the ignition barrel itself is probably worn out. Rather than replacing the whole lock and key, you can build a new barrel to match your existing key. That's what I'm doing here. So this is what you get in the replacement barrel kit. You want to do this on a table somewhere where you're not going to lose all the little springs and sliders because there's lots of fiddly little bits. So this is what's in the box. Got a tube of grease here that's you're going to need for the assembly. You've got the inner barrel, the assembly, and the outer barrel, and then you've got the little plate for the to put the key in. We've got the all the little springs, which are ridiculously small, and we've got the wafers, which will be used to code the lock to the individual key. So the first job is going to be to separate these. All of these wafers will be numbered, and that's how they'll be coded to your key. You can see on there, you can't quite see, but there are numbers on each of them. I'm just separating out the springs here, and I'm going to collect them all together. They're far more than we actually need. And then I'm going to put the wafers in order, so we in sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they go up to like 5, and then they start again at 11. So you're going to have wafers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And they correlate to each side of the lock. So one side will have, the lower numbers, and the other side will have the higher numbers. But we'll have a look at that in a bit more detail in a minute once we finish sorting them out. There are 5 of each wafer, I guess, in case you need more than one wafer for the same key, or in case you drop one down the side of the sofa. Gets a bit tedious after a while, but just work through it and we'll get there in the end. So this is the inner barrel, and this is where the key is going to go directly in. At the moment, there's obviously no wafers in there, so then we've got to find the correct wafer for each key and put it in the right place, which obviously corresponds to the code on the key. So I'm just putting a spring in here. That's the first little spring. It goes in the little cylindrical point, and then the first wafer's going in. I'm starting with a number 1, and then we're just going to try the key and see how that fits. So what's happened there? It's the wrong wafer. So you can actually see the wafers protruding out the top of the barrel, and underneath it's sort of set in too far. So that's the wrong wafer. We need the next one on. It's only slight, so it is actually just like the next one. If it was like 2 or 3 wrong, it'll poke out way out. So I'm just going to try one from the other end now. I'm just going to slot it in and see how it fits with the key. So pop that in there, and then we're going to put the key in, and you'll see that that is bang on. That's perfectly flush. That's what we're looking for. So we just need to do all the rest like that, finding the right wafer and fit the code of the key. Let's skip forward a little bit here, and I'm just going to put all the wafers in. So there we are. I found all the correct wafers for one side. So I've done that, and I'm now just putting the wafers in, the correct wafers that I've already found in the back, and then we'll be able to put the key in it and see what it looks like when it's got all the right wafers in. So here we are, we're just putting the key in. It's a bit of a wiggle because everything's all dry. We're going to grease it up in a minute. So there we are, look, all smooth on both sides. That is exactly as we need. So we found the code for the key. The key's now coded. The lock's now coded to the key. So we're just going to grease it up, get it ready to be assembled. But make sure we've got plenty of grease in there because it's our one chance to get right into the lock before we put it all together. Right, here we are. So we're ready to start assembling the lock. This is the first stage. It only goes in one way. It's got to go into the sort of inner barrel bit. You can't really get it wrong. When you slide it in, you're looking to locate it. So you'll be looking in through that little hole, and you want to see that notch. That's what you want to see. Once you see that, you know you're in the right place. You just got to pull the key out then. It has got a little bit of movement in and out place. You can make sure you got it located in the right place. We've then got to put the little cover plate on, which only goes one way. It's a bit fiddly, but once you figure it out, it's easy enough. We're then going to put the whole thing into the outer casing, which is held in by this little plastic clip. So you've got to make sure you've got that in there because that's going to lock into the outer casing. You can see the hole, there's a little hole, so when you push it in, that's going to click into there and hold everything together. We don't need any grease or anything at this point, we're just going to slide it on in, and then it's all sort of assembled to the point we need it to be. And after that, we're going to put the little locking pin in. So you see your notch down in there. You just got to adjust that like that so that you can see the notch. And we've got the little locking lug, which only goes in one way because it's kind of chamfered on one side, tapered, and then the hole is like square on the back, so it only goes in one way. So you clip that, push that on in. It just sits in there nicely. It's just a sort of, and then we're going to hold it in with the little spring clip that comes with the kit. So this is a little spring. So it goes up with a sort of nodule bit upwards, and then it's going to lock in. So we'll just slide it all the way in, and then once you've pushed it in far enough, it does kind of click in, and it holds that locking piece in. It's a bit fiddly to push it, but you sort of push it in, it is spring loaded, and it clicks in. And then once it's finally clicked in, you have fully assembled the lock. We'll just run the key in and out a few times in a sec, just to, it will be a bit stiff when you first use it because it's brand new, but once the key's been in and out a few times, it'll free off and all the grease will get in around everything. So in the car, the actual back cylindrical bit will be spring loaded, and it pushes the little, when that pushes up, it actually pushes the little key flap closed, so you don't get any dirt in it or anything. So the barrel is actually held in place by that locking piece, and when you turn it to position 1, that's how you'll be able to slide it in and out of the actual housing. And then you'll turn it back to position 0, which locks it and means it can't be removed without the key. So there we have it. Not a bad job once you know what you're doing. You do get plenty of spares and leftovers and things, so if you do drop a couple of springs, you've got plenty of spares. Also, the shims are there. We've got all those shims, so it's going to fit any key you could possibly need. Bit of extra grease and all the rest of it, but yeah, best of luck.